worlds is that, she wasn't able to come join us at meetings anyway. We were all doing it by Zoom. And so she can do Zoom or GoToMeeting from Austin, and we will still have her right on the project. So anyway, I just wanted to let you all know that Jen Max has been such an integral player that she is deciding to move to Austin to be with her husband and reuniting the family, and but does promise to stay with us all the way through. So anyway, that is it. Last thing I'll just say is we are continuing to have our meetings, and we are continuing to meet on Zoom, and we are getting tired, like many of you, I think, doing all of this. And I think, as we were talking about it today, one of the reasons that we're experiencing this, and Phil, you do this more for a living than any of us, I think, online, but we are so used to standing up and walking down the hallway and having a 5-minute conversation to resolve a problem. And now it takes 30 minutes to have a Zoom and set it up and do all that to do the same thing that normally takes 10 minutes. So our efficiency, while we're saving on the commute, I think some of our efficiency is lacking just a little bit, but we're keeping it together and working hard, and just continue to appreciate the board support and the community support, and really super excited to see the look on our seniors' faces this Friday when they pick up their caps and gowns. So with that, Mr. Chair, I'll yield back with my update. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Noonan. I appreciate all of that, and definitely resonates you can't just shout across the hall in my case, or get up and walk over there and say, hey, what's going on? I've got to set that up too. So, all right, well, we'll move on now to board and student liaison comments, and I will make sure, we want to make sure, Niharika, if you have any comments to make, that you make them, but I don't know if you want to go now or towards the end. So I'll just sort of look in your direction like we would if we were sitting at the dais, and see what you want to do, but let me know if you want to talk later.
I don't think I have any comments for now, but if there's anything I want to add on in the end, then I will.
Sounds great. All right, then we'll go alphabetically then in that case, and go to Ms. Dimick.
I don't have anything to report.
All right, thanks. Ms. Downs.
No, we're the ESOL committee, as well as Gifted and Talented. We're still, we have a few vacancies, and so working on that. Thanks.
Okay, thanks. Ms. Litton.
I don't have anything to report, but I just want to, I know it was mentioned before, but as a parent of a senior, a huge thank you to BIE and the high school PTA for the sign delivery. This weekend was supposed to be prom, so I got to hear about that all weekend, that it didn't happen. So Monday morning having a sign was a huge kind of pick me up for the seniors, I think, to help them feel remembered. So huge thank you to them for doing that.
Thank you. Then Mr. Rudinger.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Nothing to report from school liaison assignments like all of the rest of the board members. The advisory committees are not meeting right now. I would like to take a moment for a couple of things. One, I am continuing to hope, perhaps against hope, that the drama program, the theater program at George Mason will be able to put on their complete works of William Shakespeare this summer. So I'm hoping for all of the COVID related things to work out so that come July, we'll all be able to see the wonderful work that went into that. The second thing I wanted to briefly mention is that, I think we all know that there's a big holiday this week. And of course, I'm not talking about Teacher Appreciation Week, but the fact that this Thursday is World Password Day. And so I know you're all planning parties for World Password Day. It's a big thing in my space. You come over to my house, or you could come over to my house and have a piece of cake, except that we're not allowed to do that. So it is an important time to think through, though, that in this new world where we're all doing everything at a distance, that cybersecurity, and this is not a plug for me or my organization, but it's super important, right? So it's very important to look at all the things we do in security and education. I did just, if you're interested, this is apropos of the fact that we've got a meeting. I published a blog this morning on secure video conferencing, and I'm happy to send it around to people. But let's all make sure we stay safe. Hygiene is important in the physical world, but hygiene is important in the cyber world as well. So having taken more than my allotted share of time, given the amount of time I've got, thanks again.
Thank you, Mr. Reidinger. And as one who uses a password manager and multi-factor authentication wherever possible, I'm with you on this one. Ms. Russell.
Okay, so one thing that I was remiss on doing earlier in the meeting was that I had promised Suzanne Hladky and Adina Williams, who are the founders of the t-shirts that most of us are wearing, that somehow we will get a picture of us in the t-shirt. So I'm not sure how to coordinate this, but I did promise them that we would somehow make that happen. So if anybody has any ideas for backing, I don't know. But then also I just wanted to put a plug in for the t-shirts. They're still selling the Falls Church t-shirts. So far they've sold close to 1,700 of them, which is a total profit of almost $30,000. And they've spent, I guess, of that 17,000 has gone to gift cards for the Falls Church Assistance Fund staff and families. And then the balance of that has also gone to other community groups, such as the, I guess, food pantries and things like that. I think that I also heard that they had bought meals for the entire police department. So they're doing fantastic work. And so if anybody has an idea for how we can capture a picture of the shirts, then please let me know, because I'm not sure. This seems like a very awkward endeavor.
Mr. Chair?
I have a suggestion of how we're going to do that, but Mr. Reidinger, if you want to go ahead and make one first, go for it.
No, I'm sure it's the same as yours. If we could all simply, for example, I've got you all on a tiled screen right now. You probably have the same. If we could all stand up and have our shirts on the screen, one of us, you or I or someone else, could do a screen capture, and we could have a very nice picture of all of the school board wearing either these shirts or other appropriate shirts.
I'm happy to take a picture if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great, Peter.
Dr. Noonan, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to do a screen capture. I'm going to do a shot. I think that'll be fine. Okay, ready? 1, 2, and hold on. Hang on, I'm frozen. Of course.
I have mine ready too, in case we need.
Here we go. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay.
Folks, just wait for a second. Hold, stand up. I'm going to do a screen capture because the video might be better, actually.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So just hold on for 1 sec, and I'll do a capture.
This is a demonstration of how long people can freeze with their smiles. This is like one of the Naked Gun movies or something.
Shoot, hold on. I had an IT issue. It's going to work though. Trust me on this. I've done this before. All right. Hold on. No, I'm frozen, but there we are. I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Woo.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And
your mission has been accomplished.
Yes, I've checked the box. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Any other comments, Ms. Russell? Otherwise,
I think the only other comment that I had was that the sports boosters are continuing to meet because they're not an advisory committee, they're an SAO. And so currently they're dealing with just the financial ramifications of COVID, starting with the mulch sales. And obviously that didn't happen. So they're having to return that money, as well as they're returning spring sports fees. And they're also very concerned about what the fall is going to look like in terms of, obviously football's a big revenue generator for them. And if that were not to happen, or even if it were to happen without fans, that's going to be a big problem. So they're continuing to have conversations about how they're going to address these gaps. And they're also thinking about, I guess it's Laura, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the Bill Rose Foundation or Bill Rose Fund. Is that for the
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's-
And so, yeah, so the Bill Rose Fund is one where it provides financial aid for students who are unable to pay their athletic fees. And they're just anticipating that there's probably going to be an uptick in the need for those funds going into the fall. So just a lot of issues that are on their plate right now that they're looking at and talking through.
Okay, thanks very much. Mr. Webb.
Thank you. The Ed Foundation is still meeting as they're outside of the realm of the advisory committees as well. I know the big thing for them, they have moved their, or for as of now, scheduled their dinner. I believe it's October. I need to double back to check on that, but I believe they are trying to still hold their dinner in October. So just, I will send you all the exact date that they are tentatively planning that. So that you can have it on your calendars. So fingers crossed they are going to be able to do that. And they as well are looking at and trying to make sure they continue to be able to fund the many very good projects that they are doing, which part of it is with the making sure that we have our students are getting meals, gift cards, which they've been very instrumental in doing for our students in need. So they are continuing to do that. And with that, that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you very much. So I'll just say a couple of things. So Ms. Russell mentioned that we had the conference, this conference call this weekend with the chairs and vice chairs for the school boards in the Northern Virginia part of the Washington Area Boards of Education. And so won't talk too much more about that other than just keep your eyes out for something that may come forward from that for folks to take a look at. The City Council is continuing their budget work and their work on dealing with other issues of importance to the city. And I had some comments back from members of council with thanks for the letter that we sent regarding the budget. And so I just wanted to pass that on. Partnership is strong, continues to be strong, and I think we're all grateful for that and able to work from there. I mentioned earlier, Thursday night, 8 o'clock, there's going to be a howl for those who are interested, being led by one of the local scout troops. So folks are interested in howling to sort of build community and share the fact that even though we're alone together, as it were. And then finally, just my other duty these days, of course, is liaison with the Chamber of Commerce, and I would be remiss if I didn't urge everyone who's able to, if you have the ability to support local businesses, we're doing our shirts, but also buying local, living local, getting takeout when you can, all the things that whatever you have the ability to do, it makes a huge difference to groups that have supported the schools for a really long time. And so doing our part would be very good back the other way. So, and then finally, I just want to say thank you to all the members for continuing engagement and all of your hard work and doing this all this way. It's working out well. And I hope you will continue to reach out and let Ms. Russell and I know of anything that's a concern so we can make sure we're continuing to carry things forward. And I'm just looking around the room for any final comments, and I see another hand, so Ms. Downs.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. This is actually a question for Niharika. I see a Virginia pennant in the background. Do we have a final decision on college?
Yeah, I'm waiting on a few waitlists, but I committed to UVA, so most probably will be going there.
Oh,
who,
congratulations. That's
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I
Thank you
thought
so
I saw
much.
the pennant. I wasn't sure if that was a hint or what, but wherever
Yeah.
wherever you go, we know you're going to be a tremendous success. We're very proud of you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank
Congratulations, it's fantastic.
you.
All right. Unless there are any other comments, and I'm not seeing any, we will go ahead, and we do have some minutes that need to be approved. And just as with the consent agenda, we actually do need to take a vote. We can't just do this by unanimous consent during the electronic meeting. So I would seek a motion regarding approval of minutes. This is item 10.01.
I move that we approve the minutes from November 12th, 2019, April 14th, and April 21st of 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Dimick. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Ms. Goodell.
Right, sorry about that. Okay, Mr. Anderson,
Yes.
Ms. Dimick,
Yes.
Ms. Downs,
Yes.
Ms. Litton,
Yes.
Mr. Reitinger,
Yes.
Ms. Russell,
Yes.
and Mr. Webb.
Yes.
Thank you. It passes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Ms. Goodell, for your work on the minutes. We have some material for board review for enrollment, and also a letter from the Ed Foundation thanking everyone for the support for their Family Assistance Fund, which has been providing so much good support for folks in need in our town at this time. So I would encourage everyone to make sure to take a look through that material, and just want to raise the point that in this, the Ed Foundation has raised over $100,000 through that Family Assistance Fund to help families in need across our city. So that's fantastic. Unless there are any final comments or questions, and I'm looking around the room for a last hand, we stand adjourned. And I thank you all very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Great, thanks.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Miss
everyone.
you.
Bye.